Today, we're getting real about something that's shaken the travel world, the India versus Pakistan travel ban. If you've ever dreamed of exploring the palaces of Rajasthan, the valleys of Hunza, or the magical lakes of Kashmir, you'll need to hear this because right now, crossing that border just isn't possible. Let's break down exactly why. First, let's set the scene. India and Pakistan have always been on the radar for travelers looking for rich culture, wild landscapes, and incredible food. These countries are home to some of the world's most beautiful places. Think the Taj Mahal, the Golden Temple, the backwaters of Kerala, and the snowy peaks of Manali in India. In Pakistan, you've got the fairy tale Hunza Valley, the ancient forts of Lahore, the bustling streets of Karachi, and the spiritual Kartarpur Sahib. American and British travel vloggers like Mark Harrison, Wild Carlos Appeared, Chris Lewis, and Carl Watson have all filmed their journeys here, showing us the real side of both nations. But right now, all that's on hold. Why? It all started with a brutal terror attack in Kashmir, a region that's been disputed for decades. On April 22, 2025, militants attacked a group of tourists in Pahalgam, Jammu, and Kashmir, killing 26 people, most of them Indian nationals. This was one of the deadliest attacks in years, and it happened at a place known for its jaw-dropping beauty. Kashmir's valleys, lakes, and mountains are legendary among travelers. The attack didn't just shock India, it set off a political earthquake. India immediately blamed Pakistan for backing terrorist groups that operate in Kashmir, a charge Pakistan strongly denies. The Indian government, led by Prime Minister Modi, promised to hunt down everyone involved and made it clear that there would be consequences for what they saw as Pakistan's support for cross-border terrorism. Here's what happened next. India's Cabinet Committee on Security went into emergency mode. They downgraded diplomatic ties, expelled Pakistani military advisors, and pulled their own staff out of Islamabad. Then came the travel bans. India suspended all visas for Pakistani nationals, revoked existing ones, and ordered any Pakistanis in India to leave as soon as their visas expired. Even medical visas were only honored for a few more days, remaining valid until April 29, 2025, while all other existing visas for Pakistani nationals were revoked effective April 27, 2025. Indian citizens were strongly advised on April 24, 2025, to avoid traveling to Pakistan, and those already in Pakistan were urged to return home as soon as possible. But it didn't stop there. India closed the main border crossing at Attariwaga, stopped all travel under the SAARC visa scheme, and even suspended the Indus Water Treaty, a historic agreement that's managed water sharing between these two countries since 1960. This treaty has survived wars and decades of tension, so suspending it is a huge deal. India also threatened to close its airspace to Pakistani airlines and ban Pakistani ships from Indian ports, making travel and trade even harder. Pakistan didn't just sit back. They denied any involvement in the attack and called India's actions politically motivated and devoid of legal merit. In response, Pakistan suspended visas for Indian nationals, closed its airspace to Indian airlines, expelled Indian diplomats, and cut off all trade with India. They even suspended the Simla Agreement, which has been the foundation for peace talks since the 1970s. The only exception? The Kartarpur Corridor, which allows Sikh pilgrims from India to visit one of their holiest sites in Pakistan, remained open for religious reasons. So what's the big picture? This ban isn't just about politics, it's about people. India and Pakistan share deep cultural roots, family connections, and religious ties. India is home to over 200 million Muslims, and Pakistan has some of the most important Sikh holy sites in the world. For decades, families have crossed the border for weddings, funerals, and pilgrimages. Now, with visas canceled and borders closed, regular people are the ones suffering. Pilgrims can't visit sacred places, families can't reunite, and small businesses that depend on cross-border travel are hurting. Kashmir always seems to be the epicenter of events like this. But why? Here's a quick history. When British India was split into India and Pakistan in 1947, Kashmir, a Muslim-majority region with a Hindu ruler, became a major flashpoint. Both countries claimed it, and after a series of wars and skirmishes, the region was divided by a line of control. But violence has never really stopped. Militant groups, some wanting independence and others wanting to join Pakistan, have clashed with Indian forces for years, leaving tens of thousands dead. Every time there's a big attack, like what happened in Pahalgam, both sides dig in and the fallout hits everywhere. Right now, the travel ban is the toughest it's ever been. No tourist visas, no business trips, no family visits, just a hard stop. And with the suspension of the Indus Water Treaty, even the basics like water sharing are at risk, raising fears of an even bigger crisis. This travel ban has a particularly harsh impact on tourism, especially for first-time visitors or those unfamiliar with the region's shared culture and history. For many international travelers, India and Pakistan represent a unique opportunity to experience centuries-old traditions, vibrant festivals, and some of the world's most iconic landmarks, often on the same journey. Now, with borders sealed and direct routes suspended, it's impossible to explore both countries' highlights in one trip, or to appreciate firsthand the cultural similarities and differences that make the region so fascinating. The closure also means higher flight costs and more complicated travel logistics as airlines reroute around closed airspace, making the entire region less accessible and more intimidating for newcomers. Beyond the logistical hurdles, the ban erases the chance for cross-cultural understanding that comes from meeting locals, sharing meals, and participating in daily life on both sides of the border. For travelers who might have hoped to connect with their heritage, visit religious sites, or simply experience the legendary hospitality of South Asia, the current restrictions turn what should be a journey of discovery into a missed opportunity, deepening misunderstandings and keeping two vibrant cultures further apart. To wrap it up, the India-Pakistan travel ban is about much more than politics. It's about everyday people losing their chance to connect, worship, and explore. The beauty of these countries is still there. The palaces, the mountains, the food, the music. But for now, the doors are closed. Let's hope for peace, open borders, and a future where we can all experience the magic of India and Pakistan. If you want to know more about these places, check out the videos from the American and British travel vloggers like Mark Harrison, Wild Carlos Appeared, Chris Lewis, and Carl Watson. They show the real heart of both countries. Until next time, from your friends at The Vacation Agent, and we really mean it, safe travels.